Yeah, it's Bioson and DJ Sylvae.
We can rock on a pod or a stage. We move like a squad when we rock, yeah, we paid our dues. Pop bottles, we claim our views, and the grind don't stop, cause we some straight shooters. We can rock on a pod or a stage. We move like a squad when we rock.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Straight Shooters podcast. This is part 2 of episode 1. Once again, I'm with my boy, the West Coast Warlord. No introduction needed at this point.
Stu,
But that's who he is. Don't wear it out. You guys are going to be experiencing a little bit of noise. That's Crazy Bill. What's his name next door?
I don't know the gentleman's name, but he's always working his ass off over there late at night.
We should call him Shitty Bill.
Usually we're smashing around the wrestling ring, so I mean, yeah, we're equal to pain in the ass, I guess.
This guy's fucking playlist is the most bipolar thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
It's kind of fucking banger though.
Yeah, he's got like Rammstein, he's got Eminem, he's got fucking Blink 182, and
I love it.
there's a song, the only reason I recognized it, well, Sylvae pointed it out too, is because it was from Zoolander. Like he just had...
Oh yeah. The track that he's brainwashed to.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, that shit. That's my dog over here.
It's fucking sick.
I think we should bring him on as a guest next time. Be like,
You should
explain to the
someday.
people what the fuck it is you do over there.
How does your playlist come together like this, and what tools are you actually using?
Wouldn't that be genius? I'll just bring him over here and yeah, exactly. Just like interview him. He had like old school Eminem, so at least he's like got the good shit going on.
That's a Patreon interview right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not an Eminem fan.
Meet the man behind the tools.
Yeah. So we've been talking a little bit about boxing. We've been talking a little bit about wrestling, but Stu has actually put together some music projects with myself. We've done entrance music for him and his brother. We've collabed with, I'll let Stu tell the rest of it, but yeah, why don't you give him a shout out and give him a rundown on what we've done.
Well, big shout out to you, first of all. Like, I had no idea you could get guys like the names we work with for music, like for your own songs. So Bioson starts hooking shit up, taking me to different towns, and some of the names that come to mind are Mr. Hyde, Self-Titled, Mad Child, Sea Lance. Fuck, who else we work with, though? Block
McLeod. So if you guys are unfamiliar with some of these names, Mr. Hyde is from Necro's Camp. Self-Titled, Block McLeod are Army of the Pharaohs. Mad Child, obviously, from Swollen Members. We've worked with Doug Crawford. Quite a few people. We brought Tyrone from the Trailer Park Boys out here and cruised around with them one day and got hammered in a limo and shot a music video.
Remember that shit? The limousine broke down, and my dad had to come get it. And my dad's a riot, so he comes to get us, and he's got Tyrone and what was the other guy? Sam
Lasco, the caveman.
Big shout out to Caveman Sam. He was a riot.
All these videos and projects are available on YouTube and Spotify also, so go check that out. Bioson TV, subscribe and all that. But
bro, can I chime in there?
Absolutely.
I listen to a lot of hip hop. I'm a hip hop junkie. But I look at my favorite artists, they got 5-7 videos. And somebody like my man Bioson, he's got 30, 40 solid fucking videos you need to check out. And this guy's give his life to his business as I did to boxing. And big shout out to you. And that's why me and this dog always connected.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Those were kind words.
Hard work pays off,
yes,
brother.
Sir. Yes, sir. It's been a long time we've been kicking it. I was following Stu I was following his boxing career because it was in our local newspaper and whatnot, and Stu developed a bit of reputation for himself as an ass kisser.
That's both the furthest thing from the truth.
I'm just fucking with you. Ass kicker. But he... Everybody knew who Stu was in Williams Lake. I mean, his boxing reputation speaks for itself. His record speaks for itself. And I mean, I was throwing a show with Mocha Only at a local bar here. We went through this once in one of the other pods, but Stu was sitting there with a bunch of his friends, and we shouted him out. And that night he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna link up tomorrow at Boston Pizza. I want to talk about some stuff with you." So we went to Boston Pizza.
Hold on, can I chime in there?
Absolutely.
I'll go from the get go.
Let's hear it.
So I listen to Bioson. Like, I like the swollen members, the type of mad shell shit and the aggressive style. And I'm just this little white boy just chopping it up, killing it. And I say, man, I want you to make me some entrance music. So that's how it started, us chit-chatting. Then the Boston Pizza night, oh shit. It was UFC night. That's our favorite night. Because everybody's a tough guy on UFC night. Especially when you're a boxer, right?
Yep.
Shoot.
Yeah. Tap out shirts. Back when everybody was rocking a tap out shirt. I'm from that era, dog.
I remember that time.
Yeah. Anyways, we ended up chopping it up, and yeah, one thing led to another. I ended up not shooting a video, but doing a song for his entrance music, which we then obviously years later went down and modified. And you know what I mean? This dude used to shadow box. I'd be performing in Vancouver or battling, and this dude's on stage just shadow boxing with me, and the crowd's going wild. So it's been a big pleasure working with you, West Coast Warlord, and
it's been a hell of a time, and you're one of my favorite guys to travel on the road with, because wrestling, boxing, you end up in the car with your dogs, and if they're not very entertaining or don't know how to take a joke or your sense of humor, I mean, it can be a long trip, right?
yeah. And you're one of my least favorite people to drive with because you hit the ditch and crash.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, me neither. We don't do that at all. No, we've been on lots of road trips together. We've gone to Vancouver, doing shows. Where else have we been? We've been to Edmonton. Oh, remember that one time we were driving out to Edmonton? I'll let you tell the story because it's funnier from your perspective.
Which one?
When your dad was like, "Hey, like we're driving through a blizzard."
No, bro, that was Calgary. We were at a Teo Fista show. I'm fighting my good friend Antonio DeSantos. This guy's my friend. I was hurt for an opponent. Have my manager dial him up, and sure as shit, he came out. He poked me in the eye 30 seconds into the match. Remember that shit? I couldn't see.
I remember.
Blind, wailed on him for 6 rounds, and then we partied with Antonio till 5, 6 in the morning. My old man's getting pissed. He's a trainer. He don't drink. We're being Williams Lake boys doing what we do. And Dad flies mad. He's got to jump in the rig and drive us home. On, what was it, his good all-season tires, he said?
His good old... driving through the mountains, and it's like, right as we're saying it, it's just like, "Hey, dude, like, how are these tires?" Like, just kind of concerned a little bit. He's like, "Oh, they're the good all seasons." 1 second later, I'm like, "All right," close my eyes. 1 second later, we are doing 360s down the middle of a road in an avalanche zone. So once we finally came to a halt, we're sideways in the ditch next to a rock wall, and down the street, it just says, "Beware avalanche zone." And I'm looking up. And about 20 feet, it's just a rock wall that drops. So if snow comes down this hill, we're getting buried. So Stu wakes up, goes to take a slurp of water. And he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, we wiped out, dude."
We're hung the fuck over, too, for the record. Carry on.
Goes to take a swig of water, and it wasn't water.
I have a bad habit of chewing tobacco, and I like to chew tobacco, and I have my spitter there, Skull Cherry. My eyes gouged out, can't see jack shit, feels like I got a stick in my eye.
The worst day ever.
Down the spitter, and we're in the fucking ditch backwards, and...
Oh no, it gets worse. It gets worse. So we're all sitting there in this van and trying to like crack jokes and make light of the situation, and then we called for help, a tow truck, and they were skeptical about coming to rescue us because we were in this avalanche zone. So
the deal was, bro, they needed the flagging crew, but there was like 10 accidents in the area at the time. So we're in the fucking ditch for a good like 4 or 5 hours. Then what happens? The tow truck comes and gets us. So we had 5 heads in the car. There was me, my brother Arthur, you, Chris Coos, and my dad. And we all had to pile into the tow truck and cram and sit on each other's laps and shit. It was gnarly.
Worst day ever.
Oh, and then they left us at the rest stop. Then we got through and there was another fucking accident for an hour.
Yeah.
Unreal.
That was a pretty wild trip. Yeah. What do you think the second best trip, like story wise, would be in terms of just like all out chaos?
That I can tell on camera? Well, like...
Let's not talk about the bachelor party.
Oh, man. Well, we're going to go... Why don't we shoot into my missing teeth and I'll tell you 2 different stories that you haven't heard. So that kind of where it goes. So it was my bachelor party. We're down in Kelowna. So we just pop out to the strippers and we're balling out. We're wearing suits looking like Rick fucking Flair and the 4 Horsemen. Just having a good time of our lives. We knew we had heat right away at the door because the bouncer was giving us hell. And they put some dogs on us. 4 guys beat the living fuck out of me. Like, grabbed me from behind. 2 guys beat the shit out of me, like 200-pounders. And, God bless Bioson. He's the only one of my boys who tried to throw a shot. He got wrapped up by a bouncer and taken out, choked out before he could do jack shit.
Yeah. I almost had him.
That close from... And then my second tooth, I had a boxing match in Williams Lake. And that was my first show. I had 1,100 people sell out, right? We spoke of it before. But the guy, he had headbutted me. Maybe you can see the scar on my head, but he opened me wide fucking open.
That guy looked mean.
Oh, he's a bull rider from Chiapas. He was
one of the meanest boxers I have ever seen in my life. Like, this guy was not happy to be out here. He was not happy during the fight, and he wasn't happy after. Like, he was just... oh, man, that guy was the most angry-looking boxer by far I've ever seen.
I'll go into the first match with him. He faked a punch, headbutted me, and split my eye, and we had a no contest. So hence the name Unfinished Business for my next card when we booked him. But I never thought... an old trainer said, don't fight a guy who headbutts. He can ruin your career. Well, he ruined one of my fucking teeth. He headbutted me. But this is 7 rounds in, and I shot him down. And he was getting very frustrated because he couldn't hit me. These guys can hang it in there if they can still strike you. But the minute they can't strike you or hit jack shit. So I shot him down, and I made a Mexican bull rider from Chiapas quit on his stool in the corner after he headbutted me.
So was that your hardest match, do you think? Or what do you think?
No, absolutely not. There was one in particular that comes to my mind. I weighed in at 153. Remember Francis Lafreniere?
Yes.
Oh, badass motherfucker, world ranked. He must have weighed 180 by fight time, and I weighed in after breakfast at 153. And I got back to the corner after round 3, boss.
Oh, man. I remember watching footage of that fight, and you were punching him, and it was like every time you punched him, you'd bounce off him. It was like a Super Mario fucking thing.
It was unreal.
It just looked so weird because he'd crank you, and you could tell you're just taking it, and then you'd punch him, and you're landing clean, but you're bouncing off him as you're punching him.
You were watching a welterweight with a world-class middleweight, but I managed to get the job. I'm a man of God. I always pray. I go back to the corner. I say a prayer, and I say, Lord, give me the strength, and I'm going to get the job done. And so I did it, and that was my first, these are minor titles, but when you're starting out your career, those are, that means a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So what titles have you captured in your career? I mean...
off the top of my head, I'll go...
Are you allowed to say?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Say whatever the fuck I want, man.
It's too cruel.
It's Bioson podcast, man. I'm badass. I held the NBA or CNBA, Eastern Canadian, Western Canadian, CPBC Canadian title,
Maritimes.
Maritime title. Fuck, Bro, and then I had Monster Pro Wrestling tag team titles.
You were the
Caribou
Mexican.
County
Or what's this
title.
one right here? Wasn't this the Mexican?
No, that's Western Canadian. God bless my friends at the
Okay.
CNBA. They've always been good dogs, man.
Nice.
Book good matches, right? They'll sanction a match, have a good title fight. That's the point.
Nice.
Right.
Yep. I'm the Dairyfields champion. If you didn't already know, no.
Yo,
No.
man,
I'm
the
just-
Dairy Fields is where we party around this small town. Yeah, and that's where we party, and every once in a while you have a tussle.
Dude, that's
That's what he's putting
where
over.
the ciphers happen. We didn't do none of that, but that's
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Shout out to Shannon Briggs.
No, man. I remember the dairy fields though. We would go out there. That's where like hip hop in Williams Lake kind of started. We would go out and we'd all have a fire when we're 17 or whatever, and we just start rapping around the fire. And a lot of people we're still friends to this day. Like everyone cipher battle, and instead of sitting there drinking or whatever, that's kind
bro,
of
those are some of my
a lot of
favorite
good practice.
favorite parties with you guys was the ciphers. Like, remember when we had Prevail over at Egon's?
Yeah. Prevail from Swollen Members.
So I don't know much about the hip hop game at the time. I'm just getting to know things. So they're basically going around the counter and they all spit their verse, which is the cipher for those who don't know. And man, when you have the guys you looked up to and watched so much music when you're a kid in the fucking living room chopping it up with you, that was something else.
That was
man.
pretty wild.
But respect to you, man.
It's all good, man.
You give love to me in the box or wrestling.
Oh, absolutely.
The music, I bring it back in boxing, and that's what all you guys need to listen. Look after your people, find good dogs who are good to roll with and work with them.
Build a good team,
It's a team.
knowledgeable, and all
Amen.
have the same mindset. That's the biggest thing that I notice in music right now is a lot of people have, you know what I mean? They have different motivations. Some people are motivated by money. Some people are strictly team. Like I know some people that won't
Bro.
shoot music videos because they're in a group, and you know what I mean? One of the members doesn't like this person that is potentially shooting the music video or whatever, right?
I'm
It's
going to
like,
go to the whole
it's
thing,
nuts.
which is people in general. It boils down to ego and how humble can you be to do business. Like if you're running around, like I seem like the biggest dickhead on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But that's part of my character. But I can do business like no other. Same as you, right?
Absolutely, man.
That's the point. So, keep everything in check and be humble. And I'm just talking to all you out there, rap, boxing, whatever your game is, just be humble and life goes a lot better. People don't want to see you fail if you're humble about what you do, I suppose.
Absolutely not. And Jelly Rolls, I know I'm going to bring him up all the time because he's one of my all-time favorites, but that is his shtick. Like he is just by nature a genuinely humble dude, and everybody wants to support him because of it. And it's not an act. Like he does crazy shit. Like he's investing in like youth at risk centers and whatnot, and like the guy's just the epitome of what you're talking about, and that's very true. Like build yourself a good team, like-minded individuals.
Well, that's just it. But you got to find the right guys, hard workers. Good work ethic is the point. Like if you
Follow
don't,
through.
amen. And if you don't have follow through, you're doing jack shit. That's why we built everything we built. We didn't know we could do this 15, 20 years ago. We didn't have a fucking clue what we could do. But we had a dream.
Yeah,
And here we sit, shooting a podcast together. God bless us.
yeah. Talking about the good times.
Amen.
So, where can people watch your fights?
I got a few on YouTube, but I don't have a lot of my shit out. That's why a lot of guys don't want to fight me because they can't study me. And these guys all want a game plan, right?
He's got his own swag here. We got the West Coast Warlord boxing gloves, trunks, and all that. That's pretty badass, hey?
Well, that's the business, like rap. You gotta sell your merch. You gotta.
Oh, exactly.
That's the hustle, and I have to sell gloves. Yeah, but if you need gloves, man, $65. You don't get priced like that. Hit me up. That's what's up.
And speaking of merch, we're actually building a new brand right now. Straight Shooters. It's what the podcast is named after. We got a whole bunch of new merch
Straight
coming
up.
up. We got different logos. This is just one of them. My man Matt Cote DJ Sylvae is kind of giving me a hand and all that, you know. And yeah, we got some shows popping up too. Do you have anything popping up other than the 18th?
I got May 18th, obviously, in the Limelight, and the whole town knows about that. But then shortly thereafter, in February, we're going to do a hardcore tournament down here. We got a brand new hardcore title, A Beautiful Lime Green Beauty. It hasn't been unveiled yet, and we're going to have a tournament for that. And from there, MPW is coming back in July. So we're just going to keep working forward with the wrestling, being that boxing didn't work out, you know.
So what is a hardcore match?
Hardcore is like anything goes, pinfall or submission is the win. Other than that, like you can hit motherfuckers with sticks.
Can I hit you with a stick right now?
Yes.
Sweet.
I shit you not. One moment.
On the pod. Might as
On the
well.
podcast. Why not?
Fuck it.
We got a couple minutes. Whoa, Stu, stop. Oh. He's going to let me do it. So what do I do? How's our camera angle?
Wonderfully love unscripted stuff. Oh, you guys are entirely cut off. Hold on.
Okay. We had to go out with a bang, so you actually want me to hit you in the head with this?
You're going to hit me really hard in the top of the head, and if you push out, I'm going to be really mad and I'm going to chop you,
my
okay?
God. So for everyone out there, we have permission. How we look? Harder. Ow. Okay, so any blood?
No, my ear hurts, but kind of got a grazer, but...
You never should have let me do that.
Hold on, let me fix the camera.
Horrible idea.
You saw me do it in Glendale, right?
That was
So that's what you can expect at a hardcore match.
okay.
I'm going to lay that in. I'm going to lay some chairs
Are you
in.
not bleeding, right?
I don't think so.
Sweet.
Sometimes I don't know. I just, you don't know you're cut and you just feel a leak. In the wrestling world, we call that the hard way. Yeah. It happened at remember Billy Bob's where your mother worked? We had a hell of a show up there. I worked a brother by the name of Cody Blade. He smashed me off the gimmick. I forget what it was. It split my head 3 inches. Blood all over the
So for
fucking
anyone
bar.
thinking wrestling is fake, that was as real as it got. My hands are real. His head is real.
Yo. Oh, that's what we do, bro.
Yeah, this is fucking real wood. It's not plastic. That probably sucked. I'm not letting him do it to me. That's for damn sure.
Wait till the cameras turn off, brother.
Can I hit you with a trash can? I'm kidding.
I can't afford to spend money on another trash can.
He's
They're
looking around the room.
$40 a pop.
It's just a straight podcast of bashing miscellaneous objects. What about a fridge? We got 20-pound weights over there. We got
You
all
put
kinds
my
of stuff.
head in the door and you slam it the right way, I think we could sell it.
Oh my God, I can't believe you. That was too good, man. So anyway, you should go watch a couple hours of that action because it's real apparently. And yeah, hardcore matches and whatnot. And that's all you got for today or what?
Hardcore matches are my favorite, just it's blood and guts and violence from the late 90s, early 2000s.
Glory.
The shit old fucks like us cream over, But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to add, man. We've gone over a lot of topics. I'm sure I'll be out on your show again. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, dude. Like we've done it. We've been to New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, all these crazy places, Edmonton, this place, that place, and wrestling, boxing, and rap, of all things.
We do the hip hop out here.
We love it.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for coming on.
Really appreciate it, big dog.
Big shout out to my dude, Matt Cote, aka DJ Sylvae.
Hey,
If you need DJ services, that is the man. Hit him up.
sound gear too.
Sound gear rentals, all of that. If you're looking for the Straight Shooters merch, we got a store coming up. We got all the gear. We got new logos, everything in between. Obviously, the new podcast to back it up. We got plenty of guests coming for you guys. DJ Z-Rack on the next episode, followed by a bunch of other people. We're not just going to keep it hip-hop. We're not just going to keep it boxing. We're going to keep it comedy. Things are going to build and expand from this point on. So please subscribe, follow us, tell your friends about it, and we're going to have lots of opportunities for you guys, prizes, even answer some of your guys' questions in the future. So follow us. Thank you guys for coming up.
You're all the way.
Yeah, it's Bioson and DJ Sylvae. We can rock on a pod or a stage. We move like a squad.